Where to get inspiration? I don't know. In nature? I want to say a few words about vintage style and my sketches in my notebook. I like to spend my free time drawing in a notebook. Also, the notebook is made of Chinese leather and is handcrafted in India. The paper is aged using a special technique to give it an antique vintage look. It has natural rugged edges, giving it a rustic, unpolished appearance. I create my own drawings, which are feminine and not masculine, like men have, with faces, muscles in hoods, for example, comics. In general, a vintage is about things that were created some time ago, but not more than 20 years ago, and are still relevant today. This is the name given to old but high quality items, works of art, and drawings that reflect the spirit of their era. The term originated in the wine industry, and the word translates as a grape harvest. Valuable wine is also sometimes called vintage wine. Vintage should be distinguished from antique and retro. Retro refers to a modern object that intentionally evokes the past. Only truly antique items can be considered vintage, as they belong to a specific era, bygone era. My drawings and this notebook mean retro. There's also the grunge style, which is an aesthetic based on contrasts. Some scenes airy, for example, and worn and heavy. There is no symmetry or smoothness here. Instead, imperfection and painting are valued, creating the impression that the item was hastily chosen but still captures the current mood right now. Colors of grunge: dark gray, bordeaux, khaki, black, and deep blue deco. Tone edges, metal details, patterns, racket, worn, sometimes abstract. I think I have both grunge and retro drawings here in my notebook. Here the dress. The dress is a bit of a costume. Yeah, reminder of the cosmic nature of plants and flowers. And not necessarily rough boots. It might remind you of a Halloween dress, which is also grunge style, I think. Maybe a few of my letters, initials, are like a pattern. Real leaves. I like. My initials. patterns, abstract. And the key is not for the door, but for protecting my personal beliefs. Watch more Street Retro. I am outside.
Oi, the squeaks are not greased. Oi, the squeaks are not greased. Oi, oi, oi. Voice. 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 Nose. Voice. Someone has an eternal Halloween. There's also a creak and a squeak. Halloween is not a black or white holiday, and it's not a Western holiday. It originates from the customs of the ancient Celts who lived in what's now Ireland and Scotland. This is celebration of the connection between the human world and the world of the dead. Demons could also enter the world of the living with the deceased, so people wore various items and clothing that resembled the dead to ward off evil spirits. Retro graffiti. But according to me, spirits don't necessarily arrive on a specific day. Each family has its own days dedicated to deceased ancestors, so it could be any day of the year. For me, Halloween is a carnival, a nighttime celebration. plants and people. People and plants. Plants are a biological kingdom, one of the main groups of multicellular organisms. They are home to many living organisms. Ball bearings. I have a vintage thing, and now making such things. But I have a vintage one, kokloma painting. In general, kokloma is an ancient Russian folk craft, a decorative painting of wooden dishes and furniture, combination of red, black and gold colors, smooth lines of a plant ornament. I like. Here are the painted objects. Kokloma painting is a Russian folk craft, painting wooden objects. Traditional elements include berries surrounded by branches and leaves, flowers and animals. Folk craft originated in the 17th century. Okay. I'm going outside. This is retro book, my retro book, for my personal viewing. I can always open it and to draw something in it, always.